What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today we have the FEH update notification and we're gonna be getting new weapon refines and the update pretty early on actually next month. And this time we only have 5 refines, no legendary or mythic refines, and Tsubasa is gonna be getting one. So Mirage Feather does give the effective damage against the cavalry and armor units. So the effective damage is really helpful for taking those units out, but they do have a lot of damage reduction nowadays, and she does have that conditional dive bomb built in, which does allow her to function as a pretty good melee nuke, but she definitely needs a weapon refine that can at least give her the offensive null follow-up so that she can bypass the follow-up negation effects. And along with that, I hope that they can give her more damage output, maybe true damage based on her speed or something like that, because extra damage is always going to be helpful for an armor slayer. And we also have a lot of bulky cavalry units nowadays that also have damage reduction, so her weapon can function pretty well with a good refine, and I definitely have high hopes for her. Then we have Larcei getting a weapon refine, and she's also another unit who was in the Hall of Forms, just like Tsubasa and Spring Fir. So Larcei's weapon is really old and it just has the dull all effect built in, so she can ignore any kind of visible buffs of the opponent. But obviously that is not going to be enough for a sword infantry unit nowadays, and she's probably going to be getting a God Sword weapon refine where she gets like a damage reduction on the foe's first hit, and then like null follow-up or even like the tempo effect. So those are pretty much the effects which I'm expecting on her, and she does have -1 special cooldown, so maybe if she can get Time Pulse, she can loop something like Vital Astra easily. So it would be nice, but she's probably going to be getting something similar to what Cyan Larcei has, I guess, with the null follow-up and the tempo. And then we also have Heath getting a weapon refine, and we definitely have a lot of Lance Flyers now, and a lot of the Grail Flyers actually did get a pretty decent weapon refine except for Sigrin. So I do think that he's going to be getting a decent refine. Unfortunately, his stat spread is kind of all over the place where he doesn't really have too much speed, so he's going to be needing the guaranteed follow-up attack. It's a really balanced stat spread, so he's probably going to be having effective damage against cavalry units because he has got Rider's Bane as like the base weapon. And then probably some kind of support, I'm guessing. Travant did get a decent weapon refine, even though we do have Arian now. Travant can still make use of Gambit, so hoping that he gets a good weapon refine, and his lance is actually named after his wyvern, which is really cool. And then we have got Chad as the final book 3 weapon refine, and with the demote refines of Tanya and Echidna, I definitely have high hopes for him, and he needs a lot of things because he only has 30 base attack, and there are a lot of dagger infantry units, so hopefully he can get a weapon refine that is good enough to the point where he doesn't really need an arcane dagger in the future. And then finally we do have Spring Fir, who was in the Hall of Forms, and we also did get her in the limited Ephemera manuals. So she is going to be getting a weapon refine to her Bun Bun Baton, which does a -1 special cooldown, armor effective damage, and full null follow-up. Just like Tsubasa, she's going to be needing something that can give her more damage output because armor units nowadays are really bulky with damage reduction and everything, so any kind of extra damage is going to be helpful, and she already has full null follow-up in her weapon, so I wonder if they can give her some kind of null guard effect or special charges effect which can just help her trigger specials better, because she does have -1 special cooldown which Tsubasa doesn't. So if she has some kind of null guard effect, then that is going to be pretty fun with Windsweep as her slot B skill. So that is going to be all of the weapon refines for this month, and the next month is going to be a refined batch with Flame Emperor, so that is a unit that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. And we also have young Marth sharing the weapon refine with Fina. Now Fina came in the game first and then came young Marth, so they can do one of those two things. Either they can follow Altina's weapon refine and simply give Fina the weapon refine as well because she's sharing the weapon and the idea of the weapon is same for both of these units, or they can go the Linus route and pretty much give young Marth a new weapon and shaft Fina from getting a weapon refine. So those are the two ways I can see this going, and it's definitely going to be interesting what route they pick out of these. In the best case scenario, I hope they just refine the weapon, and this way Fina can also get a weapon refine, which would be really helpful for a dancer like her who doesn't really have a unique dance. And we also have Legend Dimitri and Plumeria getting a remix and refine next month, which is going to be pretty hype for many people because both of these units have been present on Hero Fest. A lot of people do have them at Plus and Merge, especially with Plumeria being such a core mythic unit for Astra season, and then Legend Dimitri being a really popular unit who did get a lot of the tools, but still ultimately he does need that weapon refine. So that is something you can look forward for the next month. And moving on to the limited Ephemera manuals, the batch this time is kind of alright. It's not really all that good. But I guess if you are a dragon enthusiast, then this could be a nice badge, giving you Dragon's Ire 3 with Halloween female Grima. So this could also be a free merch for you if you did get her in the Hall of Forms. And Dragon's Ire 3 is basically a better quick repose for the dragon units. And this can also help you fodder off your Halloween male Corin so that you can also get distant stance at the same time with the tier 4 version of the Dragon's Ire skill. That I just feel like there are better dragon skills like Counter Roar, for example, and Dragon Wall 4 might happen this Halloween. So yeah, Dragon's Ire 3 is decent, I suppose. And then we've got Kurthnaga, who was the 4-star focus unit of his Halloween banners. So if you're trying to plus and merge him, again, a free merge. And even Pulse Tie is what he provides as the fodder, along with Lantern Breath Plus. So we do have Arcane Grima as the Arcane Dragon Breath, which is the best breath right now. But after that, I would say that probably Lantern Breath is the next best option because of the Spendthrift effect built in the weapon with the attack debuff and the fact that it can provide you with the guard effect. So it could be a decent weapon if you don't really want to give Arcane Grima to some kind of dragon. This could be a free option. And then even Pulse Tie is going to be useful in Aether Raids offense as well as Summoner Duels. Especially in Summoner Duels because people are going to be having a lot of pre-charged specials, but there are so many other better slot-based skills to be run, so even Pulse Tie is not the most insane option, especially we did have this in the Divine Codes 3 already. So yeah, that is going to be a decent 5-star fodder, not exactly too good. And then we have Young Lucius, so he does provide Distant Guard at 4 stars, so that is really useful, and then Attack Resistance Ideal 3 at 5-star. And he does have a preferred weapon, so overall his fodder is decent, and he is going to be a merch project for many of the people. And then Elise is going to be providing the Trilemma staff, which is a fun staff, but again, it's not really too good. And she also has Attack Resistance Ideal 3 at 5-star, and Attack Res Gap 3 at 4-star. Then we have Oscar as the older unit with Rally Speed Defense, so it could be helpful if you're trying to get the plus version of the skill. And Lancebreaker is a decent option on a budget for like Arena Assault, but even then, a lot of the units nowadays just have null follow-ups, so the breaker skills are not really as good as they once were. And then we have Botre providing Smite and also Brash Assault 3, so that could be helpful because the tier 4 version of Brash Assault is absolutely amazing. And finally, we've got Setsuna with Bow Breaker and also Reciprocal Aid, so not the best fodder. And overall, this Ephemera Bat is honestly not all that good. It is helpful, I guess, if you're trying to get Dragon's Ire 4, but that's pretty much it. Not a lot of people are going to be able to make use out of this kind of fodder. Free even Pulse Tie is definitely pretty nice. And then we have got the new Memento events, which we always get. And in Aether Raids, Dark Shrine is going to be upgradable to level 11, which is definitely one of the better Aether Raid structures. And Aether Resort is going to be getting 2 new songs in Treasured Memories from Sacred Stones, which is basically Erika's world map theme. And then we also have Beneath the Banner, which is, I guess, the unofficial theme of Catherine because that's when it first plays, but it is actually the recruitment theme in 3 houses and it does play on different moments. But first time we see it with Catherine. And then Summoner Duels is also being updated where the max favor level is going to be 3600. And we're going to be having 2 new Grail units added into the Grail pool with Tea Time Tail 2 and Cyril. So Tea Time Tail 2 is definitely going to be waiting for the Arcane Green Tome, and she does provide some good fodder in Still Water, which is especially useful with Rion Plumeria, who just came out. And then Cyril does have Sudden Panic as another good fodder skill, but he's also himself really good as a score stick for Arena for many of the free-to-play players. And they're going to be having other changes like addressing the fact that a duo hero, whenever they are attacked, can crash the game. I saw this video with Winter Marth killing Brave Gullveig and the game just crashing, so that's the one instance I've seen. It's probably got to do something with Brave Gullveig and her files, I think. So that's definitely pretty funny with the combat animations on, and I'm glad that they're addressing it. And they're also going to be addressing the check reward screen in Aether Raids. So it is just messed up right now, and it would not even show the type of rewards you're going to be getting on defense. So they're going to be fixing that, and they're also going to be adjusting the sprite of the units that are wearing the pointy magic hat accessories. So good for the people who want to have magic hats. And then finally, they're going to be making it so that the Android devices, when they're set with the dark theme, the in-game notifications will also have the dark theme. So that is also something that I've seen as a complaint from many people. And they're going to be having the maintenance before the update goes live. So that is going to be the update for the next month. And let me know what you think about this update and which weapon refine are you going to be looking forward to the most. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and a comment. helps me tremendously, and if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more Fir videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the Ephemera badge this time around. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.